My third marathon and the first one that I really tried to race absolutely destroyed me. I'm still learning a lot about running, especially as someone who lifts a lot and maintains a lot of muscle for his frame. I'm certainly not a runner by nature, but challenging myself in this way has been humbling and exceptionally beneficial. So let's see where things went wrong. I felt pretty good through the first half. My goal was a 3:20 marathon, or 7:38 per mile. I was running at 7:30 per mile and did the first half in 1:38.10, or a 3:16.20 finishing pace. At around mile 13, I had a brief conversation with another runner. He had a personal best of 3:08 and was out for more of a casual run, somewhere between 3:20 and 3:30. I said, "I'm here to die." I knew the pace that I was holding was going to be really tough for me, but I just wanted to give it all that I had and see what would happen. Mile 16 was the first mile that slowed a bit, and I started feeling a little sluggish, but by no means bad. That was in 7:52. Mile 17 was in 8:42, but by the end of that mile and into mile 18, I hit the wall. Mile 18 took well over 20 minutes, including the time that I was stopped at the aid station. It just felt brutal. I was still so far away, and I didn't know if I could finish. My only goal was to make it to the next aid station, which were 2 miles apart. I shuffled painfully along about 14 to 15 minutes per mile, and then I would stop and drink some water and electrolytes, and I even got a banana at one of them. Then I'd be off for another 30 minutes of pain, shuffling to the next aid station. In the end, I suffered for about 2 hours and 15 minutes, but still managed to cross the line 10 minutes faster than my first marathon 2 years prior. I wasn't down in spirits for even a second. I went out there to put my all on the line and just see what happened. Yes, I risked some pain, but without really going for it, I may have left a great time on the table. I did come away though with a few key learning experiences. First, the marathon is humbling. It is not an event that you can get through off pure grit. Now, of course you need grit to get through it, but if you aren't prepared or you try to run cocky, it's going to make you pay. I tend to start off hot in most events anyway, and just in general have a little bit of a tough time pacing myself. Likely if I would have aimed to run around a 7:50 per mile, I would have been able to close harder and still PR by a ton. Last year I ran a 3:38 or an 8:20 per mile. My average heart rate over the first 16 miles or 2 hours was 165. Which if you aren't aware is very high to be running at the marathon distance. The second thing I learned, although I've also learned this from previous ones too, everyone should run a marathon. In our current world, there is so much comfort and ease that most of us really do need to find a way to push our bodies and minds. It makes you realize how easy we have it. I kept repeating to myself as I was painfully shuffling, how blessed I am to get to choose my suffering, to have to go out of my way to feel this pain. And when it was over, I got to eat a bunch of food, rehydrate, take a nap, go out to dinner, and spend time with people that I love. I would encourage anyone watching this video to set your mind to do something very hard and see what you can do with that challenge. The work that goes into preparation, the discipline you need to take care of your body while preparing, and the actual event itself. To battle through those thoughts of quitting or what's this even for? I'll answer that, at least for me. It's to see who I can become, what I can do, and so that the words I have and say to the kids that I train have some meaning. I have been talking to Ben here a lot about taking his training to the next level. I have been crushing him mentally more than anything, preparing his mind and attitude for what it takes to be a champion. Those are just words though coming from most, but I thought back to him and everyone else at the gym a lot while running, especially those last painful 8 miles. How can I quit when people look to me for strength? I can't just tell him those things, then quit, or never try to push myself beyond my own limits. No one needs a speech. Everyone needs a role model. Someone that lives out the life that you want. Someone that will live out the words that they say. What I went through brought me great joy, and I will do it again, and I will go for a PR. I will show up and give my best again, with maybe a slightly smarter strategy, especially over the first half. I will train harder and smarter for this next one, as I have fully embraced the hybrid training approach. I'm going to break 3 hours in the marathon and bench press 400 pounds at the same time as a lifetime natural, or die trying. So even though this marathon broke me, I will put myself back together into a better, stronger, smarter version. Keep training, keep pushing, and keep striving. This life is short. Be all you can be.